This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Night Takes Pawn, Book 1 of the Red Knight series by Martha Sweeney, to make the story appropriate for all listeners on YouTube. Read to you by the author. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided below in the description. Chapter 27, Red. My eyes flutter as a sharp pain rattles in my head. Soft lights are blurred in my vision as I wish for the ability to fall back asleep to come in order to avoid the pain that continues to spread throughout my body. Red, a muffled voice calls in a low tone. My throat burns as a groan rises from my chest. Red, you're okay, the voice informs, still sounding a bit fuzzy. Despite the pain, I try to focus on the words, his words, hoping that this isn't another dream. Ryan? My voice cracks hoarsely. I'm here, Red, the voice assures a little more clearly. It hurts, I whine, as I try to move my body. I know, darling, a voice that sounds more like Ryan's replies. The doctor's on the way. What happened? I ask, not understanding why I feel the way I do. Shh, he coaxes. We'll talk about it later. Red? A softer voice calls. You're going to be all right, sweetie. I don't answer as my head falls side to side in opposition. How can everything be all right? My vision still won't tell me where I am and whom I'm exactly with. How long has she been able to talk? The softer voice, the one that sounds like a female, asks. Not long, the voice that resembles Ryan's states. And that information doesn't leave this room. I hear a few muffled sounds which I can only make out to be a reply from at least one or two other people, but I'm not quite sure. The pain behind my eyes increases, and everything suddenly goes black again. At some point, I wake up to the sensation of something on my skin. It's not warm, and it seems unfamiliar and unwanted. I jerk my arms and legs to get away, but a different touch is felt paired with a low, deep voice that I've come to know. Calm down, Red, Ryan's voice coaxes. It's just the doctor. He's almost done. I do my best to stop my body from trembling and accept the doctor's touch, but I panic when my legs are spread and his gloved hands reach between my thighs. No, I scream, not wanting him to touch me there. I notice that it's only Ryan, the doctor, and me in the room. Red, Ryan calls. No, I protest, forcing my legs together despite the pain I feel in my bones. He needs to check for... No, I repeat, curling into Ryan. I need to check all of your injuries, the doctor states. No, I object, knowing what kind of a test he's about to perform. What if I do it, Ryan offers. I shake my head as I bury my face in his chest. My body trembles as the images and sensations flash wildly in my mind of Breaker touching me, hurting me. Give me a minute, Ryan says. I'm not sure what happens, but there are some muffled sounds as I continue to cling to Ryan's body. Red, he calls gently. My head shakes, not wanting to come to terms with reality. Red, he repeats, stroking the back of my head. No, I object. All right, he replies, holding me closer. We don't have to. I nod, grateful for his words. He's not going to hurt you anymore, Ryan says, rocking me. I promise. My head shakes. You can't promise that, not unless he's dead. Ryan doesn't comment. I jerk my head back to look at him. The pain from my movement quickly sets in, but I ignore it, too excited to find out why Ryan is so quiet. I'm leaving that for you to decide, Ryan informs. My head shakes in disbelief. How can that Jagger still be alive? I know the rules, but still, he should be dead if not close to it for what he did to me. Jagger would have killed Breaker if Ryan didn't. Jagger knows, Ryan states. And he knows what I did to Breaker. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Jagger attacks with him too. My body shivers at hearing his name. What did you do? I ask. You'll see, Ryan replies with a smirk. I don't ever want to look at that man again, I reply. You don't have to, Ryan says. But if you want him dead, it's in your hands. My brows scrunch together. What do you mean? I took care of him, most of the way, Ryan answers. His smile returns. I could have killed him, but I didn't. Why not? I ask nervously. I left that for you to do. Jaggers agreed, Ryan states. Really? I inquire, getting a rush of adrenaline from the idea that I can return the favor to Breaker. Ryan nods. Like I said, Jagger knows. And Breaker's been locked in your old room. You know, the one they first put you in. Really? I ask, shocked by his words.
From what one of the guys told me, they might even have a few clients who might be interested in Breaker as one of their toys for the night, Ryan adds with a devious grin. I feel a wicked smile pop into my face and I temporarily don't care about the pain. Will you let the doctor finish tending to you? Ryan checks. No, I object. I don't want anyone touching me. What if I do it under his instructions? Ryan offers. I shake my head timidly. Don't you trust me? He asks. Yes, I reply. I won't hurt you, Ryan soothes. And I won't let anyone else hurt you. I can't get pregnant, I remind. I'm not concerned about that, Ryan informs. Besides, that's not something he's going to check for. Is it because... My voice trails off, not wanting to reveal the experience. I just need to know you're not hurt, Ryan returns. Physically, and then we'll deal with the rest. He waits for me to answer, but I don't. I could have Lolly in here too. I shrug. She was the one who saw Breaker leave the room, Ryan states. I'm sure she'd want to know you're okay too. How much did the doctor finish already? I inspect. Everything but down there, Ryan answers. From the way you were knocked out, we didn't think you'd wake up. My head slumps, remembering the sensations as the memory returns. Hey, Ryan calls, cupping my face. You're safe. I barely nod. If the doctor can help, let him, Ryan requests. It's painful to let the doctor touch me, both physically and emotionally. Ryan tries to soothe me, but even his touch is hard to bear at the moment. Every little thing keeps bringing back the violent memories. The doctor ends up giving me a sedative which makes me loopy until I pass out about 10 minutes later. When I come to, I'm tucked under the covers with my head on someone's lap. I jolt to a sitting position and cry out from the pain. It's okay, Red, Ryan says, turning on a light. Sorry, I reply sheepishly. You don't need to apologize, he offers. I wrap my arms around my chest, unsure of everything. There is a mixture of emotions swirling through me, and I can see by the look in his eyes that Ryan doesn't see me the same way anymore. I wasn't a virgin, I blurt nervously. A small smile curls to the right side of his mouth. What? Before him, I explain. He wasn't the first one to. Were you raped before? He asks with a stern tone. I look away. No, I mean, you've had partners then, Ryan states. I nod, still scared to look at him. I have had a few partners. A few of them liked it rough, not the physical beating, but just rough sex in general. Maybe that's why I'm not as freaked out as much as I probably should be with what happened. Is this normal? I figured, Ryan comments, gently touching my hair. My gaze lifts to meet his. From how you act, he clarifies. Can I rinse off? I inspect nervously. I can still feel Breaker's hands on my body and I have fuzzy memories of the doctor finishing his inspection of me after I passed out from the drugs. Sure, Ryan confirms. I shift to get up but have trouble standing. There's so much pain in my legs, my arms, my chest. Perhaps it's more emotional than physical. I'm sure it's too soon to tell. Here, Ryan says, darting toward me. I cower from his touch. Sorry, I say when I see his hands retract. It's okay, Ryan replies timidly. He looks at me like I'm a glass doll or something. I hate it. You can trust me, remember, Red? He asks more than states this time as he slowly moves closer. I nod, but there's hesitancy in my heart. I know that my lack of trust in Ryan's words is false, all due to what Breaker did to me. There have been dozens of times Ryan's threatened and never forced himself on me, aside from him seeing me naked on a daily basis. I know that I need to swallow down everything that's happened and let Ryan help me. I need his help to get through this, and from the new look in his eyes, he may need me as well.
This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full, unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.